Hello. The word of the week is family, and is the fourth, the last week of the month and of the year. So the word of the week is family. And in Spain, we call the year is ending. We say happy old year. We would never say happy new year until it's new year. In the Spanish community of Latin America, not so much, but in Spain itself, we say Feliz Año Viejo. There is a meaning of bad luck because one has to be in the present to appreciate everything that has happened in the whole year and to celebrate the year itself that is going and that brought us here. So, um, happy all year, family. Um, Family is a word that is different to many people. Not every family is the same. I'm working in a store now where I was shopping and they asked me to work there, so I said yes. Um, Yesterday was the happiest day of all. It was very intense and the energy was beautiful in there and everybody was jolly working um, and I said, well, is freedom of expression, no? I said, so we're playing with words. I said, I say, well, it's better to play with words and try to make it better for everyone and to help. But I'm not gonna be in a gossiping environment because I have other things to worry about. My face starts to show stress when I am in an environment where I don't want to go to work. So I'm having like a split personality and I'm forcing myself to go. Um, People are also having their mixed feelings, mixed information. So it is for me. It's like yes is yes or no is no. So um, I I have been thinking uh, most of this time since I have lost my children that I'm struggling to work as Superman to recover them beyond human powers. Takes a lot to really put it on the spot how important family can be and how important it is also the family that God has given you through life. My mother would always say, your parents create you and God unites you. 'Cause she always says, she always would say, thanks God I left my family. Uh, in her parties as a brindis, and everybody would cheers and agree. That was in the mid-80s, of course, when there was a lot of abundance in my life as well, and in the world. It was a celebrative, at least in Europe, North America and South America. It was celebrative, I guess in some uh, Muslim countries too, Arabic countries too, was that's what family works for, to celebrate each other. And the world of Osho on spirituality, we go beyond the family. So I don't call her my mother anymore, a mother. I call her by her name. Mother would refer to me not as a daughter, but by my spiritual name. And I refer to her by her spiritual name. Oh, it was very hurting at the age of 13 to not call my mother mother and to be in, in a world of that I have chosen, but I'm very aware. So it had taken decades to understand what it is to be disattached from society and family. Now it's been forced because I never left my children and I have spent a lot of money in lawyers and time and making mistakes as well, um, because I needed to survive. I needed to survive emotionally. So mistakes that is being with someone because I think he would respect my freedom. Um, if I was not a mother, I would still have picked him. But I thought society should not, society would not have discrimination because someone who is a drug addict. Um, of course, all these are these associations because one is associating for what one needs. One needs to survive emotionally. One is being pushed into a world where you cannot work because suddenly the father of your children lied to you, made you sell everything to go to Canada. And when you go there, he's with another woman and he's taking all your money and your children. So, and then you end up living in the shelters and you don't have the rights to work. You're being found as in, and I would say I still have tourist visa, and the Ministry of Family and Children will look at me down because I said I have renewed my tourist visa. I'm not an illegal immigrant, and they will still look at me down. That was what that was my situation. I was in a shelter surrounded by homeless street people. Um, I got to learn from the people who could not make it. So regardless that I was healthy, educated, and I was a working person where I came from, and I was like, so nobody believed in me. Later on, they found it's true. And even being there 1 year and a half, renewing my tourist visa 6 months, they would still look at me down. They wanted to be right against the truth, more of an ego. As a social worker who wanted to, and everyone has to agree what others say, right? So, given the evidence, which was redundant, it was after because I had done a work that was unbearable, like uh, espionage and a work of a detective and a work everywhere to recover my children from danger because my husband had a car accident and my children were in danger. It was nothing to judge him. He had a car accident and nobody would believe in you. So he he did his best to to lie as well, and he was a beautiful man as well, very beautiful man, and he teaching me to relate with madness. He taught me to relate with madness because I had to, and I wanted to. I thought, well, life is pretty boring. I'm very smart, so I'm gonna go with this guy so I help him, and at the same time, I don't have to work. So I'm not a victim because I chose that path. Um, I'm very tired from working. In New York City, I already wanted to be with someone that was not of this world because people are running after money. There's no love. Um, the groups of people that associate because of their interests, so and so, and just to think that I could have time of my own. Uh, One has lived around the world, and one has love and tried to move things that are always dependable. You depend as a human being in this planet, as a baby in a family, and to feed your children as well. So sometimes things are out of control. You can't control a family and how you raise your children because you didn't see who you had a child with. So my first daughter had three families, and she was the first baby. It's a long story there. So it is that uh, I was in another state of mind. I thought everything could happen with love and caring unconditionally. So it was good enough if it was growing with me. It is not true. You are dependable with the relations, and it is not just about money, but what people do and how this will shape your children as well. So, as they say in Family Constellation, which is a therapy group created by Bert Hellinger from Germany, he was a Catholic priest and gave his priesthood away when he was in Africa. He found out a method, and he relates how healthy Africans are psychologically and how much trauma people from Europe and our Western civilization have because everyone is out of order. No one is in their own place. And there are also structural, relational baggage that come from, for example, the Native American with the Spanish, even if your family came as immigrants and not as colonizers. So all this that perhaps it is on the way this other culture relate, which is totally different from another culture and in which generation. So this does also help and at the same time affect. Um, So it is more than complex, it's very easy to understand, and it's also hurting because it's not just you with your culture that is comfortable and agreeable and at home, and you understand the same language and the same dances and the same foods and the same ways. So it is very difficult if it's hurting. Um, One culture would do things that another culture would never do. For example, my family would never leave someone who had a car accident or would have schizophrenia. My auntie has schizophrenia and is the first daughter or sister of my father. And also for women, it's easier to ask for help by statistics. So to the university with medication and made her money in the bank and own her home. So it's not that of a bad deal if you have a family that has awareness and collaboration and is there for you unconditionally. In statistics, 9 families out of 10 are not there if somebody has mental illness or is going through a turbulent time in life, which gives you mental illness or depression because someone has died. Everyone has someone who dies in family. So we all have times where uh, we're under the weather. The weather can shift. You can remain straight and have all your belongings and your property. But the world underneath you is dying. And even if you do nothing to remain yourself, the world around you is changing as well. Because you can say it's gonna be the same as when this person was alive. So and this happens to everyone, not just one person, right? To everyone. Everyone dies in the family. Everyone dies. We are all gonna die as well. We have families in politics, lineage, or political beliefs. We have historical movements. The separators is brings us together, but apart. We have advantages. We take our privilege just to be healthy, just to have your children that are more intelligent than others, that are more perceptive because they can define a lie from true. Yeah. I mean, if a child is being gaslighted all his life until adulthood, he probably is going to like people in the moment he finds the truth. So is you do what you learn. Yeah. Um, it's hurting because we are all moving together through all these changes, and each generation wants to mark its tendency and its fashion and its culture and say, "We made it, we made this, this is our generation." So at the same time, it's also the same movement. Um, when you are alone, sometimes you do things that you would never do. than if you were with a family or with anyone. A priest can give his vows and give away his family as well, and spiritual masters from other religions too can give away their past, but still they belong to an institution or a church or a systematic belief where they have to bring followers to the church, convert people, and they have to always speak the church's been doing, because that's the mark that defines the and embodies and hold together its wealth and meaning. So it is to kill, to transform, to kill, to resurrect. 'Cause that's what you do now. If you put the Bible together, then you put the killers and the ones who transform and resurrect. Yeah. So Jesus. You put the killers, the Jews, the Roman Empire, you put them together with the Christians and all the saints and the rebels. There you go. So let's keep killing people and then show them how good we are, that we can resurrect with all the glamour and the arts and the technology and the genius that we generate, because it's one of the best business. So that is today the Christian family, nothing new. We cannot go into a world of, of thinking that some of us are going to have universal understanding or a universal passport, because we got it. Yeah, we got it. So the more we push further, the more mistakes we will do. So it is good that other nations can stop, or other groups or families can stop and say, no, we don't want that. Yeah, and because other people can see your mistakes better than yourself, naturally. It's easier to the eye for me to judge others and laugh than if someone's telling me something. So it is good that we can talk to each other and hear each other, and at the same time have those boundaries, because it would be very dangerous, even if you're the best man in the world or woman, that in the future there can become a maniac want to do something empower empower terrible and waste the lives of many people as today, and control people with satellites, with anything. And this is a power that cannot be given to any nation or person, because it's very dangerous. We see what power do to people. So my father my father could have been many things, but he always chose his freedom. He could have been the director of the newspaper, or, or be president, but he would say, when you sit in the political seat, you're possessed by the devil. Something happens. I don't know what it is, but you own to all those people who made you sit there, and you will do, because that's why you are being there. So you lose your freedom of your and your own intelligence. to think what is. So you are possessed by another outer source. So that is unconscious, and that's this four is evil. The hair still has to grow. Well, I have asked to be hacked, but I do not speak with anyone. I don't even know really if people are talking to me. I don't have a sense of reality. It might be easier for other people to know what's going on because they are in control of what is what and who is who and what they're talking about. But I do not really have any certainty or any idea. Being in the in I have shared with my eyes closed with a friend for 18 years in role play and yeah, and I share also universal love and we had dreams together. So he's obese and he wanted to be top role player and we never came to meet each other because he had his other relations as well. So I don't really value meeting the soul of someone because my soul is being drained as well. It's very easy. It's not that I believe in the soul only, because otherwise I will be dead, which I am dead in a way. But at the same time, I am grateful to eat, especially this year that I got money from a lawsuit. So I could be better, of course, for the work that I've done. There is still more to give. So, yes, there is a greater family. Um, there is the dark feelings are always going to be there, and one learns to not suppress them, but keep them at bay. To, if I go crazy, it's because I know nobody's watching me, and if you want to watch it, well, just watch it. So this is the last word. Um, it ends. It was really annoying, so I'm glad it's over. I enjoy it a lot at the beginning, but it's not giving me anything. And I'm not here to entertain anyone. It is very cold in this room. I rented the cheapest in order to have a plan B because I cannot trust in my plan A, which I give everything for. I don't see anyone. I don't talk with anyone. I don't know if what's been said is to me because no one says there's a law in role play, the one of the laws, which are many, because that's my profession. I've been there 18 years making notes. So, oh well, you cannot be in the story if you don't have together a directional story to share reality. Yeah. So if you're having parallel stories where you don't name the person and you are not in the stage or you don't have any reference that is moving towards, the story is not happening. There is a law. Like if you drop a rock and it falls down, that's the law of gravity. So that is the law that it needs to be defined as such. All these laws. There is an umbral and there is perception. Yet there are plenty of worlds, plenty of people bonding in a family and friends. I see a lot of people want to pay others to experiment and do their work, but it's still programming. They're never gonna get it. I'm sorry. Um, you can have so I am sorry that I have trust my work and it's been lied and they want to take it for their own. So sometimes you have members in a family who commit uh, petty crime, not blood related, of course. My family, we have other problems. Uh, I have asked them for silence this New Year and Christmas because that's what my mother would sell for the last with meditation, bringing therapists, international therapists. I'm very grateful to meet people on Twitter, X. Um, Not like very happy because I have other work that is mm, much better and fun, and there are people who exist to do this. They don't have the method, of course. I have the method. Well, I just feel like uh, it's again the same story where I'm giving these stories and the stories being taken to promote its own stories, but not really because it cares about me, because it finds it easy to play in this way as it's been playing all its life, just to generate for the public to keep it moving. There is no time to process reality. That is my judgment, because there is out of balance. So privacy is beautiful because of that reason, but when a person has no privacy because it has compartmentalized many characters and is using it all for its own business, it's not that each character has a reality of its own. It's different in Twitter. Twitter is fantastic for politics and society. Threats has to be brought down by the law and if possible by the President of United States of America. I think Biden has helped a lot Tulsa. Um, as my father would have would say it, he said it a few times before he died, and it's true. I'm not making this story up. The sometimes we have to, if we have to choose between pedophilia or saving the planet, we have to put all the energy in saving the planet because we cannot do both. So it's not like giving to the devil and sponsoring pedophilia, but understanding that this will end by itself because awareness is being put, because what he said was the problem is so strong and it's so bad that we cannot do everything, we cannot help everything, and it takes generations of healing. He never says the word healing. It takes generations, and he also said that it lays within what is priority, because if the planet is destroyed, there is none of us. So it really does take a net where all the world is together, even if they have their own settings and their own decisions. That is to understand we have so much diversity, biodiversity with plants and animals and cultures. Why not respect the settings of each continent? The Jews seem to not have a continent of their own. It seems they have been running away all their life. They've been persecuted because they killed Jesus. They've been, before Hitler, they were hated because they killed Jesus throughout history. So it was not like they belong. They have this history changes for certain cultures. It doesn't matter how intelligent they are and bright and how much do they know and how much money they have. There's a lot of people who have money as well and education are intelligent too. So this is understandable how much they crave to have their little land. Um, I don't think they deserve it because they are eccentric, killing other people, taking them out of their houses, and that is cruel. That should never be done to anyone. But they're not Christians. Jews don't share the Bible. They don't share compassion. They don't share understanding. Yeah, let's have that clear. We can share the Bible with them, but they do not share that psychological value. They can share business and money and misery, because you cannot go on around the world with a covenant agreement where we are together against that one, against those. If nobody told you about it, I'm telling you. There is a psychological, tribal pattern from thousands of years ago that are obsolete. The reason of wars to divide people to win. So you are always to put them together. Even as a child, I would never do that. I could see these patterns. So please. So that's the end of 2023. I don't really see any gains. There have been movements, beautiful. Uh, I wish I wasn't a woman many times to not have to hear insults that are far away from what I'm doing. The one is an artist and shares. That's another thing. Eh, I'm very simple. If you want to go out with me, you just ask me to go out, and if you just do whatever you want in the private. So that's it. It's very simple. Because I'm an artist, it doesn't mean that I want to be selling my, mm, my yellow press to the media. That would never be my prerogative. Especially if nobody has called my name or has treated me One thing is what you feel and what your psychic is, and then there are these other. So I'm not a person to analyze relationships at all, or I don't like problems also. I'm very plain when it comes to myself. So um, I guess some people need that to keep the show on. So it's kind of like, yeah, okay, I can do it, but I have to go to work, pay my bills, and relax my mind from so much. Very sorry on the other side for politics, living in the world of multimedia as well. So I wish the best for everyone who is in the journey to become a president or a prime minister of their nation. Um, my wish is so the system can work, so people can see who is who to vote. Um, you can see it through the map of the ministries who's been working for what, and even if it's a new candidate as well, because there will always be people supporting people, and that gives more power within government. But sometimes new people come to be presidents, but still you need to track who is whom and know what they're doing and what for. It is important to respect the pillars. I want also to say that when I have called for what you call the media to come to in connection with influencers and people who share online, is because in the future generations are now watching television. Yeah. So even though it's one of the best sources to watch the news, and nowadays from all the TV channels from around the world, which is a privilege to have, and for free. Capitalism is changing, and it will be seen how they help to change for better in the world as well, by doing mansions into villages and helping to bring resources, and that takes time. It takes time to bring together the net. It takes time to have a visual map of the world. It takes time to understand me for this, not for me, but for the beautiful material that we have as brothers and sisters of this earth. I would appreciate the kings of the world who have the most beautiful discourse for Christmas. It's been very hard to keep together the tradition, the caring for some parts of these lands and people. I'm very sorry the communist countries are being judged, but they need to stop judging others as well. It's, especially in Venezuela, how bad they're talking about other parts of the world. So it's having the same to themselves. I'm very sorry for the manipulations of other countries, such as North America, that are not healthy for Venezuela, being such a beautiful, abundant country with beautiful people. Um, so much wealth, the best restaurants and mansions and culture, very intelligent people. Um, that's where I am from. So it might never happen because the white man is insulting Venezuela, is insulting by stealing from me as well, not honoring me. The white man, you are white man, okay? Let's admit that. Yes, you are white men of this Western world, and you don't like what has been said, but you don't want to see the reality of the world. Because I cannot be with any man that thinks that I am going to follow him because I love him when actually I do care about the world. I do care about the world. What benefits the world? So if I have to choose between being with someone that is very beautiful and intelligent and powerful and is devoted to his followers and his conquest to the good, but does not understand the rules of role play because there is difference between a fictional character and real life, and there are also boundaries between private life and the individual, a person. So if that person is sort of a monk that has given so much, but nothing is done really, because you can try to boil the water, but you can boil it forever, put it to boil, but if it doesn't have the degree, it's not gonna boil. And it does have a beauty of its own to enjoy the arts, but I have come here to enjoy arts. Yeah, yeah, part of the eighth art, the interaction, virtual reality. So you have the world if you love me, but you have to call me by my name and treat me as a normal person. So to define the is a love for your public and what is a love for an individual who has no idea what's going on, to whom he's talking about. Is it me? It's not me. What can I relate to? Because it's not really sort of real. So you keep it there. You keep it on the spiritual, and there is no embodiment of this reality. You keep it in the look. When you have natural drugs in your body, and you can go in the deep way, the deep emotional way, and understand the heights and the pains of the sorrows, one needs to have a direction. So as this world goes around the sun, um, I wish to enjoy life a little bit more and be more of just just when I was stitching here, just to see that I could feel the reality of the string. That was more meaningful for me. And I could feel great love, but it's parallel. It's just transport to create this. And wish Merry Christmas without a family and without anyone. That is my life today. That is the reality today. So life does change. 2023 has been very intense. I think we have sacrificed ourselves to give to others, while others trying to step in one's work continuously. Stepping in, stealing, stepping in, taking your work, taking your tendency. So if you call this a family, I don't want it. I would rather just pray for their death. And I don't mean death like, oh yeah, you're going to see what from the death of the spiritual realm. No, I literally mean that they die from this existence. Yeah, and I mean like these translations from they say, "Oh, we're going to see with the eyes of the dead and the immortality." No, I really mean them to die from the face of earth and history. Yeah, this is not to be killing or stealing and copying. Just die, finish off. That attitude, those actions must die. That is my prayer and my exercise. Never going to work like this. How to share something to the world that's going to be stolen, misunderstood, and it's not my story. That's not what I brought. It's not even everything that I got. It does need from everyone, but unfortunately, I have to deal with what is there. These white men, and the ones who are not pedophiles, you know, they will take 100 million and prostitute themselves for that because that's what they want to be liked for. So it's like, well, you pay prostitutes and you act like a prostitute. So it doesn't matter how much jewelry you have, that's what you are. What? I'm just gonna take that. It makes no sense to see so much glimmer and so much beauty that actually Christians do have, that cheer and joy and sharing and expressing with each other. We have that freedom. We are families fought for from one stream or the other. So I've seen the influencers being very prepotent, thinking they're going to take over, not respecting the journalists that come to interview them from prestigious TV channels, or because they are influenced by these viewers, or because it's funny to bully others as well, and to keep that because people are starting to express themselves. So that's what you have in therapy. You're working with the anger that will free every suppression and every misunderstanding into the air in order to be seen. So it's being seen, that's it. You're not gonna go with that chapter again and again and again because it has been learned. So more and more we can learn to interact without creating hate and these groupies of hatred. Okay, you wanna be a macho man? Oh, I love macho men, like, hello. I also love men that look like girls that are kind of like, um, yeah, so I don't like Spanish man. I like to be the Spanish person who's good enough to Spanish. I don't know. Um, people can be whatever they want. It's fine. That's what I mean. So playing with your image, you want to? Okay, that's also fantastic, fabulous. So I will stop now for the word of the week. That was the word of the week, closing with family, your family, and the greater family. I love when I think it's Kim Kardashian when she said, "Oh, it's so difficult to co-parent." What I love about her is that my daughter loves her. Like she went to see her, she paid like $2,000 to learn makeup with her makeup artist, and she took a picture with her. Uh, she super love Kim Kardashian. Um, I will defend her and that, and so I ended up liking her because I love my daughter as well. It's not that I didn't like her, it was just that I was role playing all my time. I've never watched news, I've never been involved. I haven't even seen the Game of Thrones. I was like, that's nothing compared to the stories we have. So she's a lady that opens herself, um, has gained a lot of honor by her work and continuous effort, but is honest most of the time, saying things that are difficult. Uh, um, she looks more beautiful than ever now. Um, I hope she keeps studying and it's fun. I would also love to study law, but I love to keep the rhythm with the laws of virtual reality and there are rules that are defined by what we are doing in here. I'm a strong believer of true love. I have put people together and push them. So it is hard to love so much. It is hard to love so much, understand so much, um, to love so much. You you find that being still and accepting that love is the best you can do. That's it. Kind of like a little dance with life, and it's gentle and it's respectful and sweet. So I'm entering into dangerous panoramas where my actions are being changed and my meaning is being changed, and there is There is people who are very manipulative and want to be in control and say something and do something. There are people being involved as well that behind the talents, they are not influencers, they're being to try to manipulate influencers and the masses and trying to fit in as freaks or scientists. They're being called. They're from the school of Bill Gates as well. He wants to pull the strings of what power, but he I recommend him to give power to some of his children and or someone he would like to master. But when people already have an image over you and you have done so many things that are good but not good, because you think you might have transcend what is good and bad and you can do whatever you want. Everything is forgiven. No, because that's not the way it's gonna work. What is good, and what is bad is past. So you are past, yeah? And I will be past too, and we will all pass away too. This year is dying. There might be a new form of yourself, or maybe you'll be lingering for 5 centuries. That you wish to have done it in another way, but now it's too late. You're still alive. Unfortunately, doing the same. I cannot say what is not. I'm not here to project. The nature is stronger than myself. You can be all your life in YouTube telling stories. Doesn't mean you are going to control people. Only because somebody sent half kilo of paper telling part of the rules of role playing to virtual reality and the needs to build this world together with the tech giants, the main, not all. They are great movements to be alive. You have the choice to see the truth. You don't have to change. It's to accept the truth. That's all. And smile. Say there could be something about me that is new and I can be seen for starting with myself. So that in that moment you're already moving beyond yourself. So I wish everyone uh happy old year. The the best we can share is love. It's easier than what we make out of it. There is a lot there is a lot for me to give and it is beautiful. I only have that rules a role playing to virtual reality for the multiverse. Um, think I have connection in the same way, have control over me. I asked for it, and now I say thank you and goodbye to this season because I will be doing other things, maybe things that are dependable, like taking care of myself, just write on paper, try to recover my children, um, try to find a balance to show to the courts that I can recover my children, a balance that's economical. I've been always looking for too high. I've been always too ambitious because I always thought I could. Um, it does not all depend on me. Yeah, I would love to have a partner that is honest and but honest to me, not because of interest. So if he was honest to me, he would talk to me, what I believe. Is this life? Thank you to this life. It's been a half journey. We still have half century to go. Hurts. I've been sleeping too much in the wrong way. So um this is today, 30th of December. Um there's nothing more beautiful than the work that has been done, the player online, the dances that we own to the next generation, and to take care of the body, form one's new schedule. So, well, pretty soon I'll be moving from here. So I have encapsulate myself in a small space, and sometime I can really enjoy this moment because it's out of order to be dreaming or to be desiring to it's impossible to stop something that you love because it's like it's always there, so it's fine. Feel secure in that sense. So it's nothing really to bother or say because it's there. So you don't know if it is you or if it's God or if it's another person or is the energy of Christmas. You've been feeling it before Christmas anyways, but people do what they have to do, and that's where most of the time goes. So that's who we are. And we work to keep ourselves alive. And just the texture of being in touch with your body and the material is a big learning. It's much more profound than just creating content on and on. Now we are starting by our own experience to reach the balance between and through it all. Fortunately, it's going to be easier to synchronize in the future as we get to see the world in 3D. Um, is stage when you are together, and I can share you the importance of trusting one another to make this. So there might not be everyone involved because if people want to fight, just let them, because what can you do? No, you can send them to court. You can have the government. You can have more clarity of the world at large to start mediating for peace. So we can do this and see, well, how is the script going in the future for us? When do you think we can stop this war with Russia? And ask Putin, where do you think we could stop this? Where we could talk again, like people do in 15 years, that we could share in 10 years, in 7? When are we going to be able to share universal structure? When are you going to stop this war? And I will stop this war. America continue, because that's the problem too. They make a lot of money with weapons for war. The number one business taken from the federal. This way, the powerful government won't want to make the system where people go, where the money of the taxes go, because people will see how much money has been taken for weapons. But this slowly, surely, will come down every key. Yeah, we cannot change how things are today, but in future generations, we'll be able to see how the world is to enlightenment, is to say a higher consciousness where people won't need to, as in Europe, people don't use guns. Yeah. Uh, you like to use guns? Okay, use guns. But when I'm talking about wars and killing a lot of innocent people, that of course is used to be one belief to change, to make a better change. There are other ways too, but the problems that we create are greater right now because we have better answers thanks to technology as well. So it is good that people don't take advantage of others, and that was what the president stopped some tech giants. It's the only way we can advance. So you can't give too much power to any person, because that's how people will act. And it's good to have the sense where others exist to stop you. But if we become also too dependable, we lose our inner authority as well to keep that high consciousness that will eventually need to remain in a heavenly state. It takes a and come back of effort. Cannot be there all the time in the front lane. So well, thank you for being everyone. Um, enjoy this last days of the year, last 2 days. Bye, and let people be for what they came for. We need all the power in the world. Bye.